ready for airborne.
Can you take successful gamers
Cleared for takeoff, 3 souls on board.
and turn them into successful racers? They're the very best of the best in the gaming world, from 7 territories, but there's only 1 race contract available.
Okay, Chapman go. Let's start the show. Climbing through 2,000 feet.
So they have to beat not only their teammates in the first instance, in the final race they have to beat the other countries to win the prize.
Station towers, Abu Dhabi in sight.
We're here at Abu Dhabi to give the gamers a taste of the luxury fantasy lifestyle.
Wow, an amazing place. Incredible.
GT Academy, Abu Dhabi. The chance of a lifetime.
Every team is guided by a professional.
I want to see them thinking like race car drivers and not gamers.
Chasing the dream job.
This prize can genuinely change their life. From gamer to racer, this is the chance of a lifetime.
Yes. Touchdown.
Welcome to Abu Dhabi. How cool is that?
Looks like somewhere nobody's been for 100 years.
I think his body had just gone into shock.
This is street race. The 2 losers will face each other in a race-off. Whoever loses that race will be going home. It was a clean run from both of you. And it was half the car length. Today, it's going to be hot. Since day one, our gamers have been desperate to race in the desert. So, here we go. How well would they cope? First,
As I've seen Fabio develop through this competition, I've seen his desire and passion to succeed escalate massively, which is good to see because I wasn't too convinced at the start of the week.
he took it easy.
But now, actually, I think he's a bit of a dark horse. Fabio got it. Matt needs to keep on doing what he's doing, showing progression. He's quite insular, but he's a lovely bloke, and I know when I tell him something that he's going to do it. That's going to be really close.
Wow, you're lucky.
And if you can take on board advice from more experienced drivers and have that determination, I think he can come through to the next stage in the competition.
Matt.
This is unbelievable. Ben is definitely focused, he's definitely passionate, but I think at times he doesn't back himself enough and sometimes plays a little bit cautious. So now we've got to the stages in the competition where you really need to be pushing 100% every time.
It still feels like surreal. Yeah. I still can't believe it since I qualified. It hasn't really sunk in, and being here is a bit of a blur, to be honest with you.
Yeah, exactly. The days just fly by, don't they? Everything, you just think, is this actually happening?
Let's go for a little selfie. Ready?
Yeah.
All 3, come on. Getting close. A lot of man love.
I do have confidence in my final 3. I think they lack a little bit themselves, so I need to make sure I extract that and put as much effort into them as I can.
I have almost no driving experience, not even on the road, and it's really amazing to do that.
Yes, you want to brake late, but you don't want to ruin your exit because obviously you haven't got the power to gain your momentum back.
Easy, easy, let it flow. Now accelerate.
Amazing, just makes you want more. You know, it's never enough.
You slow off the gas and onto the brakes. Ideally, they should be do full power, full brake, and the car slows down.
Coming into this competition, the only real experience I had was driving my car on the road at home. It's fantastic to see the skills can be transferred from something as simple as a PlayStation game.
The day we went to the desert started with about a 3-hour drive. We didn't know at the time where we were going.
We're 25 kilometres from the Saudi Arabian border, deep in the middle of the desert.
Eventually, we turned up sand dunes, obviously everywhere, and Max is waiting for us.
OK, boys, as preparation is key in motorsport, it's time to get our track walk done. We're going to do that as we're in the middle of the desert on the back of a camel. Have any of you ever ridden a camel?
No.
No, neither have I. I haven't got a clue, so let's see how we end up.
Oh!
Dude, your legs are nearly as long as its legs.
The angle they go up and down on is mental, and I literally thought I was going to fall off.
Look at the view.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, those things are crazy, but they're quite friendly. Like, they're proper, got some character. I like them.
They're actually all right when you got up and close and personal with them. They do a lot of munching, though, so you've got to really beware and they're not munching your leg or something.
This is bizarre. OK, boys, for tomorrow's challenge, that gateway down there is the start. And you're going to have to work your way up.
I was trying to ignore the fact that I was on a camel and just look at the course ahead and just try and work out in my head what lines would be good.
Pick your line wisely, because if you try going up something too steep, you're going to have to reverse back and build your momentum again. Have any of you done anything off-road before?
I have a little bit of experience off-road on motorbikes, so I thought maybe that might come into play. So just trying to read the terrain and act on what's happening underneath you at the time.
OK, boys, obviously you're racing tomorrow morning, and I want you to get at homes with the desert. So you will be camping tonight. I think you've already probably spotted your accommodation for the night.
When Max told us we were going to be camping in the desert, I was just dreading it, really, because it was absolutely boiling. I can't begin to describe you how hot it was.
It's going to be a challenging race, and you need to be on the top of your game. So have a good night's sleep, get some food, and get some rest.
I read before that in the desert at night it was going to be pretty cold, but that was not the case. Oh, no. No floor in it.
It's hot anyway, and obviously when we got to the tents, that was just like another level. I swear it was like another 20 degrees hotter in there. There was no breeze, nothing. It was just like dead air, and it was horrible.
In a minute. That's right.
Well, there's plenty of sand.
I'm not a great fan of sand, I must say. It's probably not a good time, so... We got a rug.
That is a nice
That could be good for something.
We are not going to sleep.
It's too hot.
You know, I've got Fabio in his, 10-year-old pants. And then I've got Matt, who just switched off and went to sleep early, but he was snoring his head off. Somehow I'd managed to get a good 8 hours sleep and not wake up throughout it. So I'm frustrated because I'm just lying there, like, wide awake. And, yeah, it was horrible.
All right, lads, don't mind me, but I think everything's going to have to come off because I'm too hot, so just watch your eyes, all right?
Welcome to your next elimination challenge.
One of you is about to go home. It will be your time to leave the competition for good.
This challenge is all about adaptability. I'm looking to see how well the gamers cope on a very different terrain, and also, again, how they control their nerves. Guys, welcome to the deserts. Welcome to your next elimination challenge. Remember, only one driver from each country will qualify for the final race back at Yas Marina circuit. The 3 remaining contestants from each region will do battle here, amongst the sand dunes, in a hill climb against the stopwatch. The rules are simple. Climb as fast as you can. This challenge is about adaptability, understanding a constantly changing grip level on an unknown course. Whoever wins is automatically through to the next stage of GT Academy. For the 2 losers, your future will hang in the balance. Your mentor will decide who deserves to stay. Trust me, you really want to win this challenge.
When Rob explained what the challenge was going to be, which was the time trial, you know, up the sand dunes, basically, and the fact that there'd be an elimination as well, there's just obviously so much pressure.
Hey, Max.
Hi, Rob. How you doing?
All right, man. Good. So, pressure's on you.
Yeah.
You've got to make a decision. Obviously, your quickest man will be safe, but you've got to choose between the 2 losers.
Yeah, the pressure is on, so let's see if my boys can now perform.
Excellent. This challenge is all about adaptability. I'm looking to see how well the gamers cope on a very different terrain. Right then, Max, Fabio's your first man. Let's see how he gets on.
Yeah.
I was feeling pretty confident, but I always get excited when I go into a car, so I was just looking forward to it.
3, 2, 1, go!
Go, go, go. Not a bad start.
No, it looks okay. It's a fairly minimal wheel spin.
This is where you'll be able to see if a good driver is managing the wheel slip. He's on the limit. Come on, good line, good line. Keep it flat, keep it flat, keep it flat.
No time lost in the air there, that's good.
Keep it lit. That's not a bad time.
Excellent, good
Yeah.
first run.
That's not bad.
Mind the sand in your eyes.
Yeah. Cheers, Fabio.
The way I approach the challenges, maybe it's been not the best way.
Sometimes when I see Ben preparing for a challenge, he looks a little bit flustered and maybe a little bit under pressure.
I just wanted desperately to get to the final so much. I don't want to make a mistake, so I'm maybe a little bit cautious.
OK, Max, second man. Let's see how he gets on. 3, 2, 1, go!
The start was not great. It seemed to be a little bit too aggressive on the throttle, and the rear just dug down.
Bit too much wheel spin. With everything at stake, he's got to push.
That was nice, though. They might be able to turn things around on this. This is a crucial corner. Ah, that was better than the last run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Finishing better.
More momentum.
Floor it, floor it, floor it, floor it, floor it. Come on.
Very quick.
Wow.
That was very good. I really like the way he carried momentum into this final section, and he gained a load of time up the hill here.
Yeah, it was after a weak start, that was a really promising end.
OK, let's see what Matt's got.
Going into that challenge, I felt a little bit confident because I knew that I got quite a good rest compared to some of the other competitors.
I think some people, like Matt, definitely is kind of almost nothing to lose, so he's kind of like full throttle.
I've just learned to try and ignore the pressure and enjoy the situation that you're in. My name is Matthew Gautier Thornton. I'm 20 years old and I'm from a little town called Hamworth, just outside London. It started off with my granddad and me hearing stories about my granddad always being really interested in cars, fiddling with his cars, trying to make them go quicker, some of the interesting cars that he had, and then followed on to my dad, who got me into cars from a really young age. I only ever started tinkering with cars when I was probably about 17, when I got my first one.
It's a classic Mini, and it takes a lot of work from me and my dad. Every weekend it seems to keep it going. But it's great fun, and I wouldn't trade it for anything modern. One of my favourite hobbies has got to be going out cycling, and especially mountain biking. In fact, last weekend I did a sponsored bike ride for charity, a 75-mile off-road ride for the British Heart Foundation.
My parents, I think, are really excited for me going forward, and they know that there's still more to come, so they just keep trying to push me to give them everything.
This is Matt.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Come on, come on. Oh, it's difficult. Fabio's had the best start so far, but this bit now looks quite good. He's building that momentum.
I think he kept it nailed before that sort of first compression, longer than the others.
Oh, he's high up in the rev range. It means he's obviously giving it the full beans. Tight, tight. Yeah, nice. Don't roll. Oh, that was mega. That was mega. Come on, floor it. Don't lift, man up.
It was amazing fun just to keep your foot flat going up the hill.
Oh, this is good. This is committed.
Great stuff. Look mega through that centre section.
I've got a bit of decision-making to do now.
All right, mate. Good luck.
Cheers. Boys, great time attack. But as you know, this isn't an elimination round, and one of you is going home right now.
When you're stood in the line of 3, waiting to see who's been eliminated, it's just a matter of trying to keep calm and wait for the decision. But Max kept us hanging for quite a long time.
Matt, can you come stand next to me, please?
He called Matt first, and in my first reaction was straight away, I know he was fastest.
You are the fastest competitor, and you're safe for the next elimination.
You just think, you know, I should have just risked it all and I should have pushed harder, and maybe I've been too cautious and they're going to look down on that.
Ben, Fabio, one of you is about to go home. It will be your time to leave the competition for good.
Yeah, it was pretty stressful, just standing up next to Ben, just like for 45 seconds or more.
The competitor leaving to go home and leave the competition is...
You are so lucky. He took it easy.
Yes! He's on the limit. Fabio, I'm afraid this is your time to go home. Thank you for being a part of the academy. Good job, mate. You tried your best.
When we got the news, it was a bit heartbreaking.
Fabio did an amazing job to surprise me, as he was the first one up the hill, by beating anyone's time from any of the other countries. But then Ben went straight after and beat him by a good chunk of time as well. So even though I knew Fabio was starting to want it more, if Ben outdrove him, he outdrove him, he deserved to go through. So it was a very simple decision.
That's racing, isn't it? And we need to know how to win and how to lose as well.
Now part of my final 2, this is where the talent really matters, and the focus, the determination.
There are 2 gamers left, and now they're going to be racing together as a relay team against the other territories for the very first time.
When we were told the next challenge was going to be in a nightclub, I feared for a moment that it might have been a dance-off challenge, but anyone who's watching knows me, they would have seen that I might have done OK at that.
Drivers, welcome to your first international challenge, and the most important one yet. It's now gamer versus gamer, country versus country, and mentor versus mentor. You're going to take part in a 6-lap e-gaming relay race around the 5.9-kilometre Silverstone Grand Prix circuit. Each country will have to stop and change drivers at least once. Your mentors will act as team manager and will call the shots on strategy. Whoever takes the checker flag first will win. Simple. But there's more. The finishing order of this challenge will determine the grid order for the race tomorrow.
I've got not much experience on Gran Turismo in general. It's a bit of a lottery for me, so there was a lot of pressure riding on that.
So to be crystal clear, win here tonight, take pole position out there on the racetrack tomorrow. The stakes could not be higher. Good luck.
I know know I've got a lot more experience on Gran Turismo than Ben, so between me, Ben and Max, we decided that maybe I should try and go first in the race.
Drivers, watch the lights. OK, boys, game on. Let's race.
Yes. Yes. Come on. Come on.
France defending hard into Abbey.
It was really different playing Gran Turismo in a nightclub with all the people there and all of these onlookers compared to playing in the bedroom.
Come on.
UK for the lead, going through Farm. Coming round into the loop. UK into a clear lead from France, from Iberia.
We got a great start straight away into the lead, and then he was under a lot of pressure for his whole stint, really.
UK P1.
Someone from Benelux team was right behind me for it seemed like forever, but I think about 4 laps.
UK down into Brooklands.
It was just really important to get a good line going into the corner, so I compromised his exit so he couldn't overtake on the straight.
Come on, I know there's more Brits in here than that. Come on!
Okay, through Maggotts and Beckett's riding on board with Benelux as they look to chase down the UK. Both cars being driven right on the limit of adhesion. And for the lead, it's Benelux through. Benelux P1 coming onto the Hanger Straight, got the lead through Chapel Curve. Oh, big slide from Benelux. UK back through. I believe we have a race on our hands. P1 into the pits, P2 into the pits, P3 and P4.
When I took over, I'm thinking, you know, I don't want to mess this up now because he's done such a great job. You know, it's kind of down to me. My name's Ben Bishop, 28 years old, and I'm from Stevenage in Hertfordshire. It's definitely been pretty tough being away from the wife. I'm used to being with her all the time. Since I met her, I think the longest we've ever been apart is about 3 days.
What was your first initial impression like when you met me?
Hair.
What, my hair?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it was so, like, groomed to perfection, and I was like, oh, that's interesting.
I think the main support she gives me is just kind of keeping me focused and believing in myself. I put a lot of pressure on myself because I know how much I want this and I know what I'm capable of, so she is the one reassuring me and keeping me on the right track.
It was a little bit nerve-wracking at knowing that if Ben made a mistake, all the work would have been gone.
Back on track. The battle for position is still between the UK and Benelux. Okay, make some noise as they come through Maggotts and Beckett's then for the final time. The UK comes round through the final corner. They take victory and they take pole position for tomorrow's race.
Just an amazing feeling. It didn't really sink in for me until we got back into the room and laid down. I thought, oh my God, one of us is going to be on the front row for an official race tomorrow morning.
Yeah, whatever happens, our car is going to be on the front of the grid. But obviously now we've got to battle it out on track to decide who gets that. So there's been like a bit of an underlying tension there. You know, I think now we both realise this is it.
Well done, boys. Yeah. Team UK.
I've invited a friend along, Formula One legend Adrian Newey.
This is a life-changing moment for you. Good luck, guys.
Now it's time for the final race. Oh, look at this, look at this, look at this! GT Academy champion.